5 Washington versus 18 Utah. Washington's a 9.5-point favorite. This one's tricky. So this is a game that is very losable for Washington. Bryson Barnes has been great this year. He's a captain of the team now at this point. The defense hasn't been bad. Going into week 1, like they were playing Florida week 1, and Cam Rising not being there kept the line under 4. Like it was a 3.5-point line going into week 1. And Bryson Barnes has just completely earned the respect of everybody on that team and everybody nationally. That being said, Washington, like I said, the offense is just too good. I think I do think Washington clears this spread, but they need to be on their P's and Q's. You can't have the game against Arizona State where you don't score an offensive touchdown and need your defense come through for you late. And you can't have the game the following week where your defense doesn't show up and you have to score 50 to win. They need to be all there.
Yeah. I agree. I don't want to touch the spread. I like Utah. That win over Florida, like if you get an SEC opponent week 1 and you kind of, like the Florida State, Utah respect, I give it to them. If you beat an SEC opponent, you schedule it and you win. The total is 51.5.
Yeah.
I have to be out of my mind to not be putting in everything on that. Penix hadn't performed like we talked about the last 2, but I think he can flip the switch. I mean, he's back to being the Heisman front runner for a reason. And 51.5 sounds like highway robbery. So I'm going to stay away from the spread, but that total is just way too low for me, especially at Washington.
51.5. How many points do you think Washington puts up by themselves?
38.
Okay, so you're banking on 14 from Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we see that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
that's cake.
They can put up 28 in the first half. Like they have the firepower to do it if they can just. And if their defense lets up a million points like they did earlier in the year versus Oregon and other teams, like it's going to be 50-44, 94 points, double spread on this.
Yeah, we saw it last week, Washington USC.
Yeah, did it again.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I might fall into the trap that is Las Vegas, Nevada, but I'll do it with a smile on my face.
Yeah, I think Utah's a really good football team, and I don't have them in my top 10. I have Washington high in my top 10. Where were they? 7. I think there's 6
7.
or 7. Yeah, they were 7 for me. So yeah, I am going to take Washington to win. I actually am going to take Washington to cover the 9.5. But I do think Utah's a really good team. I just think Washington is pretty significantly better. Yeah.
Yeah.